If you haven't looked at the charts in a minute, Bitcoin is ripping to the high heavens, and I really like what Michael Saylor basically does on a daily basis here. Face of the future. Bitcoin surges past 42,000 as crypto rally gathers steam. As of now, Bitcoin has a market cap over $800 billion. That's with the B. $800 billion, trying to recapture that 1 trillion mark. I mean, look at this chart. It's just up, up, and away. Let me go to the weekly to show you a bit of this recovery. My next target, if it can hold above 40K, if it can base there, my next target would be all the way up here at 48K, and I'm simply looking at the high from March of 22. But also, please understand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're looking at 8 green weeks in a row. It's also not the craziest thing to think that there might be some sort of consolidation, a bit of a pullback, just because like the rocket engines are running too hot. Now, I just want to let you know, with something like gold, something like Bitcoin, I don't actively trade them. I just kind of invest in it. When I have some extra money, I dollar cost average. I'm not an active trader of it. I'm just kind of sitting on my Bitcoin. And actually, I need to double check this, but I think with this recent push, I'm officially back into the green based on my average value. So, hey, that's exciting. Bitcoin tops 41,000 to hit a 19-month high on ETF hopes, bets on Fed cuts. Part of the same reason that gold's going up is the same reason that Bitcoin's going up. People are looking for a safe haven, but really Bitcoin is the new age gold. One's obviously in the world of internet computer land, and another is a physical commodity. Both have their own pros and cons. The world's largest cryptocurrency surged more than 5% on Monday in Asia to a 19-month high. This is the first time Bitcoin has crossed 40,000 this year, bolstered by anticipation of a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund approval and bets on U.S. interest rate cuts. So exchange-traded fund in ETF. This is the idea that people have been talking about for months now of finally a spot Bitcoin ETF being approved. Why is that so important? Twofold. One, regulatory clarity. Right now, there's the whole cat and mouse game with the SEC and Wall Street of like, is crypto a security? Is it not a security? Can Wall Street get invested into it? And the second part of this is once a spot Bitcoin ETF does get approved, that opens up the world for like something as basic as retirement accounts. Right now in the US, anywhere from 10 to 12 trillion dollars is in retirement accounts. Well, even if a small portion of a percentage decides to put some of that retirement money into these ETFs, that obviously just represents more demand. There's limited supply. What does that do to price? It pushes it to the upside. So you have regulatory clarity, and you also have literally just potentially more demand if this ETF goes live. And most of the rumors right now is we're going to see it in early 2024. The SEC, even though they're continually trying to fight against it, they've, from a legal perspective, been served a lot of losses lately, and it seems like now we're at the point of it just being imminent. Bitcoin is now up more than 145% since the start of this year. Actually, at the point that I'm filming this, it's now officially up over 150%. Crypto Exec says the bull run is underway and could lead to 100K Bitcoin in 2024. Obviously, the golden question is Bitcoin's looking good now. How much can it go up, and when will it go up that much? Obviously, no one has a crystal ball. This is all somewhat prediction, and your guess might be as good as mine. But a lot of people are pretty excited. They're calling out that 100K number in 2024. Executives in the cryptocurrency industry called the start of a new bull run, with a growing number of voices calling for fresh all-time highs for Bitcoin in 2024 above that six-figure mark of 100,000. Excitement around a Bitcoin ETF being approved in the US next year, well as the Bitcoin halving, is fueling a rally in cryptocurrencies. Many commenters also see the conclusion of the FTX case and the Binance settlement with the US Department of Justice as the resolution of two outstanding issues that were plaguing the market. Right now, there's a lot of enthusiasm, there's a lot of bullish momentum, and previously with gold, we were talking about how the US Federal Reserve, India, and China in reverse order are going to be the big winners with gold going up. There's going to be a lot of big winners in the world of Bitcoin, but one I particularly want to highlight is the nation of El Salvador. This is commentary from the president of El Salvador. El Salvador's Bitcoin investments are back. So basically, there was hyperinflation. Their own local native currency went defunct. So their president made the pretty impressive decision to switch it over to Bitcoin. And we're seeing other countries follow suit. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Argentina is going to figure that out in 2024. It seems like Turkey's pretty close. You have a bunch of important countries on the global scale that have crazy high inflation that are looking for a way to fix their inflation problem with their local currency. many of them are choosing to pivot to Bitcoin. After literally thousands of articles and hit pieces that ridiculed our supposed losses, all of which were calculated based on Bitcoin's market price at the time, with the current Bitcoin market price, if we were to sell our Bitcoin, we would not only recover 100% of our investment, but also make a profit of $3 million. Of course, we have no intention of selling. That has never been our objective. We are fully aware that the price will continue to fluctuate in the future. This doesn't affect our long-term strategy. Nonetheless, it is important that the naysayers and authors of those hit pieces take back their statements. The responsible thing to do would be for them to issue retractions, offer apologies, or at the very least acknowledge that El Salvador is now yielding a profit, just as they repeatedly reported that we were incurring losses. If they consider themselves true journalists, they should report this new reality with the same intensity they reported the previous one. We'll see. Stay tuned. So you can see right here, up about $3.6 million, and they have $131 million invested. Pretty impressive for the president, for the country of El Salvador. Like I alluded to previously, I do think other countries are going to follow suit. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. But obviously, to everyone watching this who's a crypto supporter, specifically a Bitcoin supporter, congratulations to you. Right now, there's like almost that energy's back in the air, like just the feelings of good times. And the golden question is, how long will this continue? Obviously, once again, I have no crystal ball. My prediction is things will continue to look very, very good as we get to and kind of run through the year 2024.